Alright, here we are with the larger Westinghouse Riviera. We're going to take a little closer look at this and maybe drop a little oil just for safekeeping. I'm not sure I'm ready to pull this all apart just yet. So you can see it's got the large plastic handle with these clips. When I found it on Craigslist, I thought it was cracked. I thought this was wire holding it together, but in fact the whole big plastic handle thing is totally intact. We've got what might be a replacement cord. If this is the original cord, this is definitely a replacement end, plug. These are fairly common. I actually have a few old end plugs like this from my grandpa that, that's what they did back in the day. If you pulled the plug out, because what happened was these plugs were molded to the cord and they just got pulled and broken. And so this was your fix. This is how you fixed it. Not super safe by our today's standards, but it was enough to plug it in and run it when I bought it, and again when we did the last video over at my brother's place. So we're going to take a closer look a little bit here today and see what's going on with this guy. Now this front grate just slips into the front of the housing here. You can see it moves a little bit. The last one I took apart was a real pain in the butt, and I'll show you why. So this is the blue Mobile Air, and as you can see, this is one of the later ones, early 60s. And this one, the front grate with the cage, is not one piece. This is where it separates, right here. So this ring just comes apart, and as soon as you pull it out, this is no longer round. It kind of flattens out and becomes larger. And the hardest part about fixing this and cleaning this up was getting that front grate back on. And in fact, I damaged maybe the paint a little bit here and there. It's an older fan, and I'm sure that's been done before. But that was the hardest part about getting this back together, was the front grate. Now, if we look here, we see, where are we? That this one also has the separation. So what that means is that if I simply pop this out of here, it might become a huge pain in the butt. Eventually I'm going to have to do that when I clean this, but for now I don't think I will. While we've got it on its side, it's obviously a little dirty, but it has all four of the rubber feet that go on this base. On these earlier ones, the base is static. This is not an adjustable fan. It just sits flat. Some of the later ones have the triangle stand where it can swivel, which is nice, but this is the way these are. As you can see, it's all welded together. Some of these have a bar that goes across between the two. Oh, here, it's got this fairly thick one. So it's pretty sturdy. This is all pretty thick steel, and it's all welded together. So there you go. Take a look at the back of this. Back is where we see more of the dirt, and then another weird thing that's a surprise, which I hadn't noticed yet, is that this has got like a flexible seal or whatever the hell you would call this around the back of it. So yikes, I don't know what the deal is with that. Who knows if that pops out. If you guys have any idea about these guys, let me know. Again, we've got a toggle switch on the back, which looks just as dirty as everything else. So it's likely that this is original to the fan. Some of the ones that I've seen that have this toggle switch are the twin. They made a twin version of this fan with the two big fans all together. It's an oval sort of shape. And those have toggle switches, just like this. So it's hard to say if that's a replacement part or not. It's got the cloth wrapped head wire. And there's no grommet over here for the cord. So it's possible that this has been rewired in some way, but yeah, it's so old. It's just such an old fan, there's really no way to know. For today, we might just drop a little oil in it just to say we did it. You can't see much on the inside there. It's just very dusty is all. It's an old fan. Here we have, come on, focus, buddy. Catalog number 16RWF2, part number Y9336, which is probably the model. Westinghouse. And then over here it says 115 volts, 60 cycles, 4 amps, made in the USA. So there you go. It's pretty dirty. It's not really a candidate to take it apart right now. I'm a little terrified of this rubber seal thing. You know, maybe it comes out, but doesn't mean it goes back in there. So who knows about that? I don't know. If you guys have any experience with these things, taking them apart, cleaning them, let us know. But it's a fascinating fan. I really like it. The motor is huge. Yeah, it's a pretty damn cool machine. Hope you like it too. Let me know if you have any thoughts about it. The toggle switch, any of that kind of stuff. I know it's a little redundant, but I thought I'd give you a closer look at it. It's dropping a little oil in here. The front of the fan motor is a little less dirty, like it might have been cleaned by somebody. And so we're just going ahead on in here with the old zoom spout. There's a big letter B on the front of the casting of the motor housing, which is pretty interesting. I put some oil in the back, 5 or 6 drops, but it's taken a while for it to drop in there. I'm not sure if that's because there's some dirt in there or whatever, so it's dropping a little oil. Not sure how much it's going to take, but we also don't want to overdo it. Because we don't want to get it on the windings. That's what we want to avoid. A little bit of oil in there. Let's take a look at the back. Alright, so right about there is the oil hole on the back of the motor, and the oil that I put in did drop down. It took that a second to get moving. Sometimes when they're that dry, it doesn't really want to take the oil, which is weird, but that's sometimes what happens, like a surface tension or something. See that? It only took a few drops and it filled it right up to the tippy top. So there might be an issue with, you know, some dirt in there or something. So it might be taking a little bit for that to slide down to where it needs to go, but that's okay. You know, we haven't done anything to it anyway at this point, and this is just really to do it. We're not going to be running this anytime soon anyhow, and when we do, we're going to take it all apart and clean it. Alright, just going to drop a little more in. It's about enough right there, you know, and just let it soak down to where it's supposed to go. Not sure how much of a operating difference this is really going to make in the moment. You really kind of get to get in there and clean the bearings and the shaft, and then reassemble with fresh oil everywhere. For me, that seems to get the best results. But at least we can say we put a little oil in there, and we did. I'm going to try to show you that switch. So there, oh, that's poor, sorry guys. So there's the switch on the back of the motor. You can see the cloth wiring set. And it does look like all the wiring is cloth covered. In addition to the wrap over the wiring group, there's a little tape on there. This has maybe been buggered with. But the switch itself, the toggle switch itself, as you can see right there, looks, I don't know, it looks like a factory piece. I don't know. Hard to say. You know, and my brother said, "Oh, it's got wiring caps on there. That's suspect." But you know, the other fans I had apart had wiring caps on them, so that's not the issue. The little black tape on there is an issue. But again, we don't care that much. We're gonna take a look at it when we get it together. So there you go. Hope you enjoy watching this. Maybe we'll run it for a second. Okay, here we are with the big Westinghouse. Call it Big E. I don't know, whatever. We're going to start on high. We just put a little oil in either side. Not sure it matters. Here it is on high. Speed on low. Back to high. And we'll do, yeah, you know, rattle us a little bit on high. Rather it didn't. But that's life. Here's your spin down. The blades slow down pretty quick right away because of the pitch. And there you go. And there you go. Very nice. So again, it's we'll start low this time. Seems to run pretty nice. I don't know how much of that you could see. Sorry if my fat belly's in the video. I'm pretty sure that it is. So there you go. Made in USA. Shut her down from here. So it's pretty cool. Eventually we'll pull it all apart. Who knows if we'll go back together, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.